my blue striped car. She's riding shotgun and she looks like a star. Yeah, she's got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. Gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. The sky is blue, I got the sun in my eyes. It can't get better than when she makes that smile. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She's turning up the volume on the radio. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. I'm gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. Ticket to my heart. Uno, dos, tres, yo. In my blue striped car, she's riding shotgun and she looks like a star. Yeah, she's got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah.
Hi everybody, welcome. Hi Davy.
Hello Diana.
So yeah, today is about gnomes and fairies, like woodland fairies, flower fairies, and then all kinds of gnomes. Maybe Davy could talk to us about, he's going to draw a gnome today. I'm going to be working in actually my fairy art journal. And see the cover, I did like I cut out leaves and made three-dimensional leaves for the border of a woodland fairy right here. And then I'm going to do a flip through because I've worked in this. This is a fairy art journal that because I took an online art class that was related with this theme, and I can do a flip through before I start working on my pages, starting a new page in here. And I'll be working with, I'm going to do a watercolor background, and then I'll be painting, and then I drew some fairies already with pencil and paper, and I'm going to have to color them in and then cut them out and collage them into my picture. And then I'll be using acrylic paint for painting over top of the watercolor, painting like some big flowers. And so what are you doing, Davy?
I'll be doing a gnome, okay? It'll be a friendly, maybe comic looking gnome. An ink drawing or an ink sketch.
So a comic looking gnome, you said?
Yeah, like a sort of like a funny, friendly gnome.
Oh, let's say hello. Okay, just a moment. I'll come back to you on that. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Alec. And Grayscale Painting. Hello. And
Hello, Anthony. And hello,
yeah,
Alec.
nice to see you all. Don't forget to give a thumbs up.
And hello to everyone who is watching but isn't typing in the chat.
And also, welcome to our replay viewers. We love our replay viewers just as much as we love the people who are here live watching. So thank you for those replay viewers. We love you too, same as we love our live viewers. And then we might have some lurkers, and we'd love for the lurkers to say hello if you're there. But if you don't want to, that's okay. But it would be nice if after the stream you left a comment and told us that you were here. That would be nice for the lurkers to do.
It's always good to have a few lurkers.
Yeah.
And all of those people who are, like you said, who are watching this on replay because they can't make it live. So thank you for watching. And it's always a pleasure, Diana, to do these live streams with you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always a pleasure. I'm going to do a flip through now of my fairy art journal. So on this page, this spread, I painted different kinds of fairies. Like there's a mushroom.
I like that. That's
not
good.
that could be considered a gnome. Maybe this one could be considered. That does not have wings. I thought fairies always have to have wings. Maybe.
I don't think they have to have wings.
Oh.
I think there's lots and lots of different variations of fairies. I think the winged fairy is probably the most famous or well known.
So here's a fairy, or could it be a gnome, with a ladybug torso and a mushroom head, a mushroom cap head.
Oh, that's I like that. I wouldn't like to say that in the corner of the room. But it's really well done.
Oh, here I'm not thinking about composition at all. And here we have a creature in a tree. There's a face inside this tree right here.
Oh, I like that.
A dancing ballerina fairy. Let's see. A fairy's face with a nest of eggs on her head.
Mm-hmm.
So not thinking about composition on this, just playing around with painting in watercolor, different kinds of fairies. Okay, here's a close-up portrait of a fairy with lavender hair.
Very nice. You've been very busy.
Oh no, Diana. I have not worked in this recently. I have many art journals. I have many different art journals which I'd work. I do work in them. I'm in a 30-day challenge right now, art journaling challenge, and I work in my black paper art journal for that. So today's the first day in a long time that I work on that. Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. By the way, there was a guest in the chat who has a name which fits into the theme.
Really?
Yeah, it's Elf.
Oh, Elf hi, Lord. Elf.
There we go.
Welcome.
Hello, Elf. Elf Lord's Art and Journeys. And he says, and he does state this, he is not a lurker.
Oh,
so there we go.
Painting says
Elf's not a lurker.
And hello, Paul. Paul's Blind Soup for the Soul. Welcome.
Hello, Paul.
Thank you, Elf. I'm doing a flip through of my fairy art journal. So here's a fairy, a flower fairy with a bird on her shoulder, talking to her.
It's great. I like that.
Thank you.
That's a great journal. I must say, you've done a
now
lot of.
here's not a fairy anymore. And I did a gold
Right.
metallic background. Here's Christmas. I actually did a live stream painting this one. Christmas.
Oh, I like that.
Here.
That's really good. I like that.
Thank you.
It's
and this
very
one's
good.
Christmas also.
All right. Oh, it's great. That is very good.
Just messing around with Karen Dosh, water-soluble crayons, watercolor, magazine photos. Oh, here's one. That could be an angel or a fairy right here, nighttime.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one. That's my favourite one, that.
Oh, really? Yeah, I like
the nighttime fairy.
Yeah.
The purple, all the purple. That's really good.
Okay, this one with the newsprint face.
Right.
A bird cage hanging from a tree branch.
Very good. Is there anything?
This one's really. This one's super. Okay,
Right.
so this
what
one
is the meaning behind that?
Well, this one had the leaves come off the page like this. And
that's great.
And here the star is keeping the star is keeping the door closed. This door closes and opens, and then you can remove. You could take these out. They're standing in the grass, and the ballerina standing in the grass, and this fairy standing in the grass. I had it removable. You could take it in and out, but then I decided to glue them in. And she has a bag of fairy dust in her hand, which I made out of glitter, a tiny little plastic bag of glitter.
That's great, that, Diana. I love that. Is that a pumpkin? Yes,
a pumpkin house with a door that opens and closes. The door and the star's keeping the door closed. Well, I think, can I open this? Okay, I don't want to break any. I see. She has this is a wand, a blue star wand in her hand.
That's great.
Thank you.
I really like that one. There's a lot going on those 2 pages. So there's a lot to look at. You've got to you've got to have a good look. Very good.
This one just more basic, but again, this red robin is talking to her, sitting on her shoulder.
Yes.
Purple haired.
What's the robin saying?
Princess. Oh yeah.
That's what the robin's saying. Very good.
Here's a kitty cat with butterfly wings, and I just did some kind of landscape.
Whoa, I like that.
Thank you. Oh, and then that was it. Now I'm ready with my blank pages.
Right. What's those Caran d'Ache pencils like?
Oh, I love them. Yes, Caran d'Ache water-soluble crayons. They're wonderful.
Crayons, right? I haven't tried those. I've been meaning to try the coloured pencils. The watercolor pencils, Caran d'Ache.
Oh, I tried them a long time ago. I don't have any currently.
I don't think I've tried them, and I would like to have a little go. Just to, instead of using a brush, try some pencils
out.
I
use water-soluble markers, Tombow. Today I am going to be using Tombow, my water-soluble markers for coloring in my fairies.
Elf said,
yes.
Go ahead. There are a lot of famous fairy artists. What about? Is it Dodd? Is it Dodd? Who painted those very?
I'm not familiar with those artists. Maybe Elf knows.
I'm going to Google it because he's fantastic. I can never remain. It's Dodd, isn't it? Let's have a look. Dodd Art. Let's have a look. It's fairy artist. He's absolutely fantastic. I can't remember his name.
I wonder if Elf knows.
Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Richard Dad. I think that's him. He died in 1886. I think that's him. Richard Dad. Maybe.
Oh, how do you spell his last name?
Dad. D-A-D. D. Double D's.
Like D-O-D-D?
Yes, that's it. Yes, that's him. Richard Dad. I called him Dodd. It was Dad. D-A-D-D.
D-A-D? Oh, it's D-A-D-D?
Yeah, Richard Dad.
Wow, that's funny. His name is Dad.
Yes, Anthony, I agree with you. Fairy artist sounds very, very politically incorrect. And to follow that with a politically incorrect statement,
I don't know how else to call it. What else are we supposed to call it?
I don't know a fairy artist. Dad, that's it, Richard Dad. He's awesome.
What did
His
you say?
artworks.
Anthony says that.
It's very
Anthony said
politically
what?
incorrect, is it? A fairy artist.
But that's what he is.
He is, you're right. Schizophrenia, yes. He was he wasn't a well guy. He wasn't a too well of a guy, Richard Dad, unfortunately. He was a troubled guy.
Oh, was he?
But
so he probably got escaped through his artwork.
I think so. I think he did. So so he's left everybody with some look, just drop me mouse on the floor, I'll just get it. Richard Dad has left the world lots of fantastic fairy artworks, extremely detailed and complex fairy paintings.
Maybe we could say fantasy fairy art, fantasy fairy artist. Maybe
that's better.
Using the word fantasy in front of it maybe makes it better.
Yes, I think that would, wouldn't it? Let's do a sort of, I'm going to do a comical, friendly looking gnome. And I'm going to give him a really big nose. There's his eyebrows. I'm going to give him bushy eyebrows.
That sounds about right. Bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, gnomes have got to have bushy eyebrows. We had a kids' TV program many years ago, and it might have actually been based on a series of children's books, and it was an elf called Noddy. Okay, and his friend was called Big Ears.
Oh, okay.
So that's a very famous English character, children's character. Noddy and Big Ears used to drive around in a fancy car round the village.
So he was a gnome?
Might have been a gnome, actually, yeah. Could have been a gnome. Let's Google him. Yeah, he's says here, Noddy is an English character created by English children's author
He did
Enid
bad
Blyton.
things. He was a little troublemaker
I think
with that name. That's what
Noddy.
seems.
I don't think he was a bad person, but Enid Blyton, who wrote the famous Five, she created Noddy. I think it was a her. I think Enid is a her.
What about? Oh, I'm going to show my ignorance here. What about Tolkien?
Gnomes. I don't think there's any gnomes in Lord of the
Gnomes or
Rings,
fantasy fairies?
and I don't think there's any fairies. Now I think elf could help out here, because elf is
Yeah, Elf,
also
help us out.
a Lord of the Rings fan. As far as I know, there's no gnomes and there's no fairies. There's elves. Yeah. But that's it. So hold on. Noddy. Now, is Noddy a gnome or an elf? Let's have a look here. Well, the first appearance of Noddy was a book called Noddy Goes to Toyland. Okay. So there we go. And there's lots of animations and stuff that you can watch. And there's a TV series. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's still around, or that?
I think it's finished now, you know. I think you can buy the books, but I think everything's went online, to be honest with you. You can catch the series on YouTube, maybe,
Right.
or some other channel. If you look at the animated section on various channels, you might be at children's, the children's section or the animated section. I think he's an elf.
Oh, okay, an elf. So, Elf Lord isn't telling us anything?
He says mostly dwarves, elves, goblins, and hobbits. And Anthony said the same thing: elves, orcs, hobbits, wizards. So no gnomes and no fairies. Okay, so Tolkien didn't have any fairies in his stories.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do his eyes. Is fairies and gnomes a subject that you really like, Diana? That you enjoy?
It's not my. I like it, but I like it, but it's not like super favorite. Who asked
Right.
that? Oh,
Me?
oh, that's your question. That's your question.
That was my question.
Oh, I like it, but it's like I do in my own artwork. I do like including people with wings. So
Yes.
I don't. Maybe they could be considered fantasy fairies, but I don't. I like it, but it's not like a super favorite of mine.
Yeah. I must say I like fairies and goblins and gnomes. I think I mentioned this a while ago. There's a fantastic book that was released in the 70s, the late 70s, I think. And funny enough, I think Elf and Anthony will certainly know this book, maybe. And I don't know if anybody else knows it. It's called Fairies. And it's by the two artists that have worked on movies and TV. So there's an artist called Alan Lee, and the other one was Brian Froud. Okay, those two are very well known in England in Britain. Was that Red? Was that Red Riding Hood? Susan, who wanted that
Hi,
painting?
Red.
No, sorry, Diana. It's just Anthony's just asked a question, and he said, Diana, remember that woman that wanted a portrait of her as a warrior fairy? Was that Red?
Hold on. Remember that woman that wanted? Yes, I remember. Yes, she bought that warrioress. She bought it from me. It's a 30 by 40-inch painting.
What? That's pretty big, isn't it?
That's big.
Wow.
That's like
It's a big work.
That's similar to 2.5 feet by 3.5 feet. If you know feet at all.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big painting. I couldn't ship it to her because I'm sure artists do ship things like that, but I know it can be pretty expensive to ship things like that. So since her daughter lives out here, one of her trips out here when she visited her daughter, she picked it up with her car.
I remember that very well. That I'm just looking through my books there to the side to see if I've got the fairy book, but I think it might be upstairs. No, it's down here. I'm just gonna. Is it okay to show the book?
Yeah. No, Alec, it's not time yet. I told you the last 15 minutes of the show. That will be around 4:45.
So this is the book Fairies. It's the 25th anniversary edition of the book, and I would highly recommend everybody to buy this book. I would recommend this book for everybody to buy if you're into.
Elf Lord says he's seen that book.
Very good, Elf. It's a fantastic book. Let's have a quick look through the pages. See what fairies I can find. Let's have a look here.
So what's the title of the book?
It's called Fairies by Alan Lee and Brian Froud.
Oh, okay.
Let's have a little shifties here. There's a nice one there. Don't know if you can see that. Some traveller has found a fairy hall in the roots of a tree, a great tree, and he's just peeping in, and they're having a big banquet. See what else there is that I can show. There's a story of Rip Van Winkle. Rip Van Winkle. There he is. Yep. There's a guy with a, look at that, a little fairy there, portrait with a funny cap, with something sitting on his head. There's a lovely princess style fairy. The light's glaring on this too much. There we go.
Elf Lord art is one of your favorite subjects. Fantasy fairies and gnomes. Is that one of your, and elves? Is that one of your favorite subjects?
So we'll flip through here, this book. There's lots of fantastic illustrations. There's a lot of great paintings on the right hand side, which I cannot show you because of the camera angle. But there we go. Some great drawings by Alan Lee. There's Red Cap. The Kelpie. Jenny Greenteeth. A water spirit that drags people into pools and lakes. A water fairy.
Hi, Pat Lamb. Welcome.
Hello, Pat. So there we go, everybody. Fairies. Get a hold of this book if you can. It's absolutely fantastic. And there's the back bit.
Elf Lord says, yes, fantasy fairies and gnomes are among his favorite, but he paints a lot of different things.
That's awesome. He certainly does. I think Elf likes hello, Pat. Like Anthony, he paints a lot of different subjects. As his YouTube, if you look on his YouTube channel, you will see. Now, how am I going to draw this little cap on this gnome? Let's do this. Do you know what? This has inspired me a little bit, this live stream, Diana, because we are currently tidying up our garden. Okay.
It
Cutting the
inspired you to tidy up your garden?
No, hold on. Now, we're currently tidying up our garden, cutting the grass, cutting down the hedges and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I'm inspired to buy some garden gnomes.
Oh, well, I have something similar. I have fairy lights that come on at night. They're
really?
They're fairy lights.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think my wife wants them.
Yeah, they're lovely, and they keep going strong. They're solar active, solar powered.
That's brilliant. Solar powered lights. That's great.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound as though they'll take much electricity. So solar powered would be great. Do you know, for like lights?
Right.
Garden lights.
Yeah, they're really cute.
That is awesome.
I'll send you later on. I can send you the Amazon link for them because they're holding up pretty good.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Not super expensive. Well, I forget. Not super expensive, but I forget how much they cost. But they're. So I'll send you the Amazon link for it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Whoops. Right, let's get some pen work in here. Now, I don't know about yous, but I go through a lot of paper when I'm sketching. So some sketches tend to, quite a few actually on my side, tend to not turn out very well.
You mean a lot of your sketches don't turn out well?
Yeah, that's part of the process of sketching, because you're trying to look for a certain idea or image.
Oh, because when you're on live streams, everything comes out perfect for you.
Well, thank you for saying that, but
practice makes perfect, right?
You're absolutely right. It's a lot of my sketchbooks, and I have created a lot of sketchbooks. and I think I've said this before, and there's a lot of junk that I would call junk in my sketchbooks.
Yeah. What do you do with it? Sometimes you end up having to throw some out because you just collect too
I've
many.
got to. Yes, I've got to.
Yeah,
It's too much.
Yeah.
You know, I would look through first and
Yeah,
be
I
select.
looked through and I pulled out pages that I wanted because
Yes.
I have the philosophy that if you're going to bring something new in the house, you have to get rid of equals something. So I had bought two or four new art journals. So I had to go through some old art journals, and some of them I was able to throw out, and other ones I saved pages and threw out most of it.
Yes. That's it. It's amazing how much paper you go through. This book here is, as you can see, it's a sketchbook, an A3 sketchbook, and it's a very cheap sketchbook, and it's perfect for sketching on. Okay.
Yeah, for dry media though, only dry media.
Yes.
That's why I get mixed media art journals so I can use wet media.
That's good. Well, that's better than this because this is very thin paper. So this would buckle if I try to apply.
Yeah, that's a mess with wet media.
I tell you what I did work with, and it's really enjoyable. Okay. And I've done a lot of color sketch work with at one point, but I've stopped using these felt tip pens.
Oh, I used to love felt tip pens growing up. Flair, the brand name was Flair.
Right. Well, I used to use them for sketching, like color sketching.
Did they hold up that well?
They did. They were very good. You can get some really good images.
Oh, interesting.
They're excellent for sketch work, for producing color sketches, and they're cheap as well. They're not too expensive.
Elf Lord loves his alcohol markers.
Alcohol markers.
I do alcohol ink painting, but I don't use alcohol ink marker. Oh, yes, I only have Sharpie permanent markers that are alcohol ink.
Now I've been watching, I think I've seen you use them, Diana, and I've also seen Elf use them. And they seem to be very good. It's not something this is the closest to a marker I use, which is a Sharpie.
Right.
For sketching.
Hi, Charlene. Welcome.
Hello, Charlene.
Elf Lord, my alcohol inks I have to use with ventilation, or if I can't do respiration, if I can't do ventilation, I use a respiration mask because the fumes will give me severe headache for alcohol ink paint.
I forgot about the fumes. Yeah, they must smell a bit.
They smell bad.
Wouldn't be too bad if they smelled something like brandy or whiskey.
I don't like the smell of that either.
Do you not like the smell of brandy?
There's alcohol in that, so that the smell smells too strong for me.
Do you not like the smell of whiskey?
Oh no, I like the smell of wine is okay, but
yes,
but not those. Not whiskey. No, I hate the smell of that stuff.
The smell of beer, like beer. That's a bit too
I don't
sickly.
really like the smell of beer.
No, me neither. It's a bit sickly. Yeah.
I don't know how I would describe it.
Well, after a while, I think it's a bit sickly. It's like you don't want to be smelling beer too much. Cider. Now there's a nice smell.
Well, if you're talking about smells in general, or are you just
Yes.
talking about smells from beverages?
Well, it was what inspired my smell comments was Elf and yourself saying alcohol, Morgas. And I thought, well, it wouldn't be so bad if the alcohol was brandy, if they smelled like brandy. But obviously they don't. Some of these art materials that's been created, right, produced, can be quite, how can I say, that like the smells can be quite off-putting. And I think some of the paint,
I haven't noticed the smells of them.
some can, you know, especially like oil-based paints, like you use methylated spirits, don't you?
No, if I'm gonna, in the past I would use odorless. Gamblin, the brand Gamblin makes odorless.
Well, that's good.
Like thinner and stuff. But now if I'm gonna do oils, I have a set of water soluble oils. I would use that.
Right. Because methylated spirits is really bad for you. I mean, if you're
probably the odorless kind is too, but you just don't smell it. But I used to,
it's strong.
But I used to use ventilation with it. Like I could open a window. Yes. My studio was big. I could open a window.
That is good. That's good. So methylated spirits isn't a good smell. Right, let's have a look around here. Getting to his nose. When I sketch, I try to keep moving. Keep on moving. Try not to stop, because if you stop, it breaks the flow.
It breaks the flow, and then does your inner critic start
They jump in. Yes, the inner critic jumps in and said, "What the hell is that? What are you doing?" Oh no, and that's it. So it's best not to think too much. Just keep the pen flowing. Can I mention a mishap that occurred to me concerning my Facebook and my Instagram?
Oh, if you want to, yeah, go ahead.
Because it's a big mistake has happened, a big mishap for everybody who was on my Instagram. I know you were, Diana, and my Facebook. I have had a big a blunder has occurred. I have lost my Facebook account and my Instagram account.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So I changed the passwords, right? I was prompted to change the passwords, but stupid me I didn't jot down the password. I thought I could remember it, and I couldn't remember the password right. So what happened was,
that's unfortunate.
It is, but you can recover your password. Yeah, if you follow the prompts.
Recover your password as long as you write down this certain code. You have like a 10-digit code. You have to have that.
That's the code. So that's what I done. I sent the code. I was sent the code.
And it didn't work?
We will send the code to your email. And this is what happened, right? My email that I used to make up my Facebook 8 years ago, I've had this for 8 years. My email no longer exists.
Oh, so that's what happened.
Because after 6 months of being if it lying dormant, I didn't use it. it disappears, it gets deleted.
Ah.
So the code that they're sending is to me email that is redundant. I cannot access that email. Okay, I've tried, but I cannot access it. It's gone. The email that I use, that there is an email that I use, which is my name. That's my main email. But I created one specifically to create my Facebook account. So those, and I've done it with this Instagram, because Instagram used that same email. So everybody who was on my Instagram, I am very sorry, but I will no longer, you won't see me active. That's still there. My Facebook account's still there. You can go on it, blah, 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 and see it. And Instagram, that's still there. But I won't be active on them. I am no longer using those accounts. So I've made up 2 new accounts. Okay.
And they're both with your same name that you have now, right?
Same name, yes, Diana. It's exactly the same name for my Facebook, but my Instagram is Art Galaxius. Okay. That's the same name as my Twitch name. So everybody who followed us on Facebook, if you're out there, if you're watching this, I'm very sorry, but I will no longer be active on my Facebook or Instagram. And I don't think I'll be active on my new Instagram. I won't be producing any artworks.
Why is
for
that?
Because, and this is linked to our last live stream, funny enough, because we were talking about AI, right?
Right.
And apparently the AI system that's linked to Instagram is taking everybody's information that they post on Instagram.
They're taking, like, they're using their artwork?
All of your art, everything is getting put into this AI system. And they're using it to build up the AI. Everything. So I have to say, this is apparently hundreds of artists, hundreds and hundreds, have left Instagram.
Oh, are they leaving? Okay.
They've went. So I'm going to use my Instagram account for something else. I'll be posting new videos, but it won't be art, but it won't be me creating art. It'll be I'm thinking about doing art book flip throughs.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm going to do videos, short videos on my art books with a biography of the artist for 1 minute. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to delete all of my art that's on my Instagram, and I'm going to create new videos. So what do you think about this, Diana? This AI that's taking everybody's info.
Didn't we talk about that?
We certainly did. I don't want to go over it again.
Live stream. That was the topic of our whole live stream last time. That was 2 months ago. The whole topic was about AI and art, and what do we think about it?
Yes. And if you haven't seen it, then check it out on Diana's channel. And that was very interesting what was said by everybody who took part in the live stream, in the chat, etc. Right, I've completed. I think I'll just leave that gnome's hat. It's a little cap to keep his head warm. There we go. That should do. And I'll move on to his hair. Let's get his hair done. A little bit of a curly bit of hair there. Incidentally, I've almost forgotten. Do you know that book I just showed before? Fairies.
Yes.
Now, I forgot about this. Now, before Fairies was published, there was another book published by the same publishers, and it was called Gnomes. And it's all about gnomes. So there's one for you to check out. You can Google the book Gnomes.
Okay.
And it's full of fantastic artwork, and it's all about gnomes.
So do you have any stories about gnomes or fantasy fairies?
Not really, to be honest with you. I think I
Thank you, Elf
mentioned.
Lord. He told us our art looks good.
Thank you, Elf. That's very nice of you this year. And I think Elf agrees. That's a bunch of BS, Davy. I'd leave too. Yes. I will be doing something else on Instagram. And he also says there's a new platform out that's better than Instagram, but I can't remember the name of it.
Oh,
Now,
I thought you were saying the name of it was out. Oh, O-U-T. I thought the name was out, but you mean, okay, never mind.
Yes. There's a new name out there.
A new platform has begun, and okay, that's
what is it? But what is it?
I don't know.
That. Now, I watched a video on this very platform. Okay. And it bars AI artworks. You can't post AI art on it.
Oh, okay.
And it also creates a screen where AI cannot take your art. Yeah?
Oh, that's a good idea.
So Pat has said, where can we find your what? STY art.
Oops.
Where can we find your... Pat was just saying, where can we find your STY work, Davy? Pat, I'm going to send you
now.
Yeah, you can join us on Facebook if you like.
Or also Davy's YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel. And if you want to join me other Instagram channel, I'll send you a little message.
Yeah, but you're not going to show your art on Instagram.
No, I'm not. But I will be putting other videos on Instagram.
Okay, it's halftime. It's time for Happy Dance.
It is.
Welcome back.
That was great.
Thank you. I have like 6 versions of a Happy Dance.
That's a lot. That's a nice variation. Number of variations. Right. Let's get on to this beard. Just moving on to the beard section of the gnome. Gnomes have got to have beards.
Yeah, Elf Lord, I don't turn up the volume for the music. I don't know why that is. It's like, it's not that I turn up the volume on the music. So sorry about that. It blew. He said blew out his speakers. I don't know what to do about that because I didn't turn up the volume on that.
It's just naturally loud. It is quite loud, but I think it's naturally
and I
loud.
didn't turn it up. I don't know what to. And if I turn it down on my laptop, I don't know if that will make a difference for.
I don't think it would. It's up to the person to turn it down, I think. What I do when you put your happy dance on, I sometimes turn my volume down a little bit.
Yeah.
When you announce it, just so it's a little bit down.
Oh, I should announce that before. Yeah, maybe that's something I should announce ahead of time.
You did announce it. You did say it's time for a happy dance.
No, but I should say,
watch out.
Disclaimer: it's going to be loud, and I don't know.
Yes.
And on my end, I don't turn up the volume, and disclaimer: it's going to be extra loud. And right now, unless there's somebody techie out there who could help me on how could I turn down the volume on that.
I don't think you can. I think it's just what it is, to be honest with you.
Well, if there's somebody techie out there that could tell me. I have a friend who's very tech oriented, but he doesn't use StreamYard. He uses Ecamm.
Oh, right.
Oh, I could call StreamYard. I can contact StreamYard customer service and ask them.
But hold on. Elf did say there, he said, that's okay. I like it loud.
Oh, you like it loud.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to contact StreamYard customer service and see if I can get a solution. Possibly.
I'll listen to loud music.
What was that?
Oh, sorry, Diana. I was just saying, I like listening to loud music on my earphones. And if I listen to rock music, and if it doesn't blow my ears off, then it's not good enough. So there we go. Some kinds of music must be listened to loud. Yeah, and I think a lot of rock music you've got to listen to a bit loud. You've got to turn it up.
How do you like rock from the 60s and 70s?
I love it. There's a lot of great rock.
There's a station that we can put on right away. There's a station that we can put on that's all classic rock from the 60s and 70s, and I can always identify. And then sometimes it's not in the 70s, and every now and then I'm like, that's not from the 70s, and I look and it's like, yeah, it's a song from the 80s. I can identify right away whether it's from the 60s or 70s. But
that's great. Oh, what is it? So you've got a channel that just plays classic rock and stuff, and
yeah, it's on the TV service. So we don't really watch TV. We listen to music.
Oh yes, the TV. Does it? Because all the radio channels are on TV now, aren't they?
Yeah, something like that, right?
I might have actually, by accident, tuned into that when I was turning the channel over on the radio stations, and there was a rock channel, but I can't remember what it was. I was looking for something and I passed it by, I think. But I listen to a lot of rock stuff on YouTube. There's a load of stuff on YouTube.
That's another option.
Great stuff. Here's a question for everybody. Everybody who's in chat and everybody who is not in chat and everybody who's watching this on replay. What is your favorite kind of music? Okay.
What's yours, Davy?
It's rock. Rock music is my favorite kind of music. Hello, Red.
Oh, hi, Red. Shout out to Redheaded Riding Hood. She's a channel member, and her channel link is linked down below in the description box. Welcome, Redheaded Riding Hood. Nice to see you.
So there we go. What's your favorite kind of music? Elf has said 70s rock. That's awesome. I think that could be mine, Elf. Some great 70s rock bands.
Elf Lord, 70s rock.
Redhead has said yes, rock. Davy, my favourite too. Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of rockers in here. Bunch of rockers on this live stream, Diana.
Same for me.
It's the rock live stream. Oh, Pat. Pat loves rock as well and heavy metal. And grunge. Whoa, hey, it's full of rockers. Pat, Redhead, Elf. I wonder if Anthony likes rock music. And you, Diana, of course.
I said rock.
Me. Everybody's rockers on it. This is the rock live stream.
Okay. But on my happy dances, I don't play rock music.
Do you know what? Why don't you make a rock music?
It has to be copyright. I get all
Live
my
stream?
music from Epidemic Sound, so it's not. I can't play any rock music that you've heard
Oh no!
before.
But without you playing anything, could you not do a rock themed? Maybe have a few guests on, or just one guest.
You mean in the dance and the props and the costumes and stuff?
No, like as an art. Have a rock themed art live stream.
Oh, that's an idea. But we already have our list of stuff we're doing. But one of them
Yes.
we might take out. Maybe one of them we substitute
That's
one for the other.
That's something you can think about for the future.
And our next live stream, which will be in July, we're doing Halloween in July.
That's great. That.
Yeah, can't wait because I get to put the fun live stream graphics on the screen.
Yes, those bats. Those bats cause havoc.
Spiders, the spider that keeps dropping down. Ghosts, there's ghosts that move across the screen.
Very spooky. Yes. Ghost stories. Some ghosty stories. Now, Pat has said she likes a bit of Celtic. I wonder if Pat's heard of a band called the Clannad. Has anybody heard of Clannad?
No, but I used to dance. I used to do Celtic dancing.
All right.
Celtic dancing we always had live Celtic music.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Celtic sort of traditions in England. And we've got a holiday called May Day. So we've got dancers called Morris dancers.
Oh.
That's something. It's very strange. And they dance around a pole called the Maypole. You can Google that you can YouTube it.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of the Maypole dance.
The Maypole dance. It's a very strange dance. They get dressed up as well in strange costumes.
I didn't know that.
It's great. Well, it's great to know that everybody likes rock music in the chat. Red has said was last summer she visited Abbey Road Studios in London.
Oh,
Abbey Road
that's great.
Studios.
Have you ever visited that, Davy?
No, I haven't actually. I have had a tour of a recording studio.
Just a regular.
A regular recording. Oh yeah, a brand new.
But did they have famous people record there?
Yeah, there was one famous person. Now, who was it? Who on earth was it? She was married to a soccer player. I can't remember who it was. I'll remember the name. I'm terrible. It's not music I like. It's not the music I like. But this female singer recorded there in her early days when she was very young, but before she made it big. and I cannot remember who it was. I'll rattle my brains. But yes, I've been in a recording studio. I've had a tour. Because my friend used to work in a recording studio.
Oh, really?
And his boss, the owner of the recording studio, gave us a tour. And that was good fun. Cheryl Cole. Does anybody know Cheryl Cole?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I remember she used to be pretty popular.
Right. Well, when she was very young, she used these recording studios. It was I think that it was called Clara Vale Recording Studios. So I'm going back 25 years, 30 years, a long time ago. Cheryl Cole. Pat said yes.
Oh, yes to what? Do you remember what question?
I think she said, I think it was about Cheryl Cole, I think. I'm not too sure. I think she's responding to the Cheryl Cole thing. I think.
She says, I love the Abbey Road live cam. She's seen
Ooh.
Abbey Road through a live cam.
Really? What? I wonder, is that live cam still up? Is it still going, I wonder? I love looking at live cams. Do you know when you've got the nature live cams? Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow's awesome. I love Sheryl Crow. She was like, what did she do? Folk, country and western, rock. Yeah, folk, mixed. Sheryl Crow. She was great. But Cheryl Cole, C-O-L-E, is a different Cheryl. And she was English.
I'll be back in a minute. I have to get more drinking water.
Right. So Cheryl Cole was English, but Cheryl Crow, I think she's American, isn't she? USA? Or she Canadian? I'm not too sure. But Cheryl Crow, Pat, I loved her album, her first album. It was fantastic. Yes, it is still up, the live cam. Thank you, Pat. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check that out. I do look on different live streams, the bird live streams and stuff like that, nature live streams, and cities. There's lots of live streams from cities around the world. They're quite good, enjoyable to look at. So there's a lot of live streaming going on YouTube. Music live streams. When you're doing stuff, you can put, yes, Pat, me too. The bird live streams are fantastic. The live cams, that's it. Fantastic. When you're doing something and you've got YouTube on and you want some background music, there's a 24-hour music live stream, jazz, rock, and all sorts of stuff, blues. So there's a lot of live streams on YouTube to entertain you. I'm just putting a little bit of detail in the beard of this gnome. I always find beards tricky to shade in. Yeah. But there we go. I think that should do. I was hoping to give him a white beard, Like a grey white beard.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back, Diana.
Thank you.
There we go. I wonder if I should give him a little beard. Or a
You wonder
chin.
what?
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I should give him a big beard or I should just do his little chinny chin. A little chin. I'm not too sure.
Pat says the live cam is still up, and she loves the bird live cams.
What's awesome. There's a lot of live cams on YouTube that'll keep you occupied and keep you entertained. There we go.
I don't know what Elf Lord is talking about. He says, got to have a beard.
Got to have a beard. Yes, the gnome. I was just talking about the gnome beard. Got to have a beard, right. Elf, I will give him a beard. I was going to just draw his chin.
Okay, thank you, Red.
I'm going to give him.
Sorry.
She's making lunch.
What were you saying, Davy?
I was just saying, I wasn't too sure if I was going to draw a beard or a chin. Just a bare chin. All I'll do is nose. Let's get this nose shaded in. I've got to say, Diana, I haven't got too much time tonight.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, how many more minutes?
Maybe 15 minutes.
Okay.
Is that, if that's okay? Or I could stretch it to half an hour.
Okay, Alec, I see your comment.
Well, I think he wants to come up on the live stream.
Yeah, she's making a salad plus grilling a cheap chuck steak, but she says it's good. Nice.
That sounds good. Have you got chip shops in the States? Fish and chip shops?
Maybe one chain. There's one chain of them, but not. We don't have a bunch of fish and chip shops now.
Right. Well, I'm going to the fish and chip shop tomorrow to get fish and chips. Yeah. So that's what I'll be having tomorrow for me dinner at about 1 o'clock. 1 p.m.
Welcome, Tanika. If I'm saying your name right. Or does that say Topeka? I'm sorry, I have a vision disability, so if I'm saying your name,
I think it's Topeka.
Okay, Topeka, welcome.
Hello, Topeka. They're just joining.
Elf Lord says the best fish is in Alaska. I've been to Alaska, but I don't remember that the fish standing out that much.
It's too far for me to go to Alaska. I could get the bus, but it would take about 3 days.
So would Russia be closer? Would Russia be closer to you than Alaska?
I think Russia would be actually closer than Alaska.
Iceland?
Yes, Iceland's quite close.
Oh, well then that might be a good substitute for Alaska.
I think it would be, because Iceland's northwest from Scotland. So you would, at the very tip of Scotland, the Shetland Islands, you would travel up northwest at an angle to Iceland, and then Greenland. Yeah,
Greenland is near Iceland.
it's above Iceland. It's the big bit of, I'll draw it on here as a map. Let's have a look. Let's have a shifties here. So I think there's Scotland would be like this. Then you've got Iceland there. Whoops, let's move this here. So this would be Scotland here. Iceland's up north, and then you've got Greenland a bit further, like that. So you would hop over like that. Iceland, Greenland, and here's Scotland, and you can just travel straight across. And then if you keep going, you just get to Alaska. Has anybody been to Iceland?
No,
Or Greenland?
Closest I've been that's similar like that, of course, is Alaska. But I didn't go to Alaska during the winter. It was in summer, and they said the summer was the hottest they usually get every 10 years. They usually never get summers in the 80s, and they say every 10 years we get a summer. And I was there when they had summer in the 80s. Usually they say it's 60s and rainy.
Hey, that was a bit of luck.
Yeah.
Don't they have lots of sunlight? With it being in the northern hemisphere, they have very long days at certain times of the year.
Way north, yeah.
Way north. The more north you go, and the south. Well, actually, the south's the opposite, isn't it? It would be darkness, maybe. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know how that works.
I'm not up on this. But I remember the film Insomnia with Al Pacino and Robin Williams.
Red visited the UK last year, and that's why she went to Abbey Road Studio. And she also said she stayed in Windsor.
Oh, that's awesome. Good. I hope she enjoyed it.
Yes, Elf Lord. I was on a cruise to Alaska, the Panhandle of Alaska. Yes.
What was that like, Diana? Did you enjoy it?
Not my favorite. Alaska's not my favorite. I
What's
liked
your
Hawaii.
favorite?
I liked Hawaii better than Alaska.
Hawaii has the lovely beaches, doesn't it?
Yeah,
And the surf.
I've traveled a lot, and Alaska's not one of my favorite places.
Can I ask, on your travels, if you dare say, it's up to you if you want to say it or not, but what was the worst place you have travelled to? Yeah,
well,
what did you think?
Mexico, health-wise, Mexico, because I got the worst, dysentery ever in my life.
Oh, no.
Even though I avoided everything. I drank bottled water. I brushed my teeth with bottled water, and still I got the worst dysentery that I ever got.
Oh, my God.
But the other, I liked Mexico, but aside from that. Right.
That was unfortunate. So you spent most of the time on the loo?
No, I kept going. I didn't stay in bed because of it.
Right. That's good. So there wasn't any places where you thought, well, I'm not going to come back here again?
Oh, I'd have to think that over. I can't think off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. So what did you say the best one was? Your favorite?
My
Hawaii.
favorite? Oh, I don't know if I can pick one favorite, but among my favorites, Italy. I loved Italy, and I lived for 6 weeks in Rome.
Wow. I've been to Italy. I went to northern Italy
Oh, okay.
in the
To
mountains.
Venice? You went
I
to
was
Venice?
it was further up in the mountains,
Okay.
and that was quite high up above sea level, and that was fantastic. I was there a week, and that was amazing.
Oh, Pat says her daughter went to Iceland.
Oh, very good.
And she scuba dived. I think she scuba dived in Iceland.
Wow. That's very good. Mexico, this is red.
Yeah.
She said, Mexico is a very, very dirty place. I'd probably say that too, and it's not very safe. But I would go back. I went on a mission trip. We built little houses for the poor.
Oh, interesting, Red.
So that was very good, Red. I think you've done a good, even though it was maybe a bit unpleasant or unsafe or whatever, you still done some good for the
Yeah, you still
for
did
the local
some
community.
good.
I think the poor levels in Mexico are pretty bad, aren't they? It's pretty dire.
What's pretty bad?
The levels of poor, like sort
Oh,
of
poverty. You mean
poverty.
poverty?
Yes, poverty is the word. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
The poverty levels is not. It's not good.
Yeah, the American dollar goes a long way in Mexico. So
Right.
a lot of Mexicans come to the United States to work and then they send money to their families.
Yes, that's what they do in England as well. They come
In
to England.
India?
Yes, we have a lot of Indians.
Oh, okay.
I have some nice Indian friends. I think that a lot of them has mixed and with us, and that we are used to them now. Yeah, so they're part of England now. To be honest with you, and I have a few Indian friends who are very nice.
Oh, here's Alec.
Very pleasant. Alec, hello, Alec.
Hi, Alec.
Hey.
Alec, I have a question for you.
Hey, what's the question?
So you just finished high school and you said you're continuing schooling. What school are you going to in the fall?
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to school, and I guess that after school is over, then I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to college, the ABE Academy. Listen, I'm just came off here to tell y'all to stay on for a few minutes because I gotta get home first. Because my mother's here to take me home.
We're
So
gonna end in 5 minutes. Sorry.
okay. Well, I enjoyed the stream. It was good.
Okay, thank you.
By the way, I enjoyed the stream here. It was a very, very good stream. It was a good stream. I really enjoyed it. Y'all got some good paintings over there. Diana, I love Diana. I love your art journal.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Diana's fairy art journal is fantastic. There's a lot in it. There's a lot going on, and it's very enjoyable to see. And I think you've
captured.
I
gotta go. Bye.
Okay, bye, Alec.
Bye, Alec. It's nice to see you.
And we're signing off pretty much in just a minute as well. And mine is still a work in progress. I will finish this another time. Maybe I'll work on it during another live stream.
I've got to finish the beard.
Yours looks amazing.
Thanks, Diana.
As always.
Well, thank you so much. That's nice of you to say. I haven't put his beard in. It's invisible.
Oh.
It is, because gnomes are magical. So this one's got an invisible beard.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
And thanks, Davy, for being the co-host guest. And he's here. We do a live stream the last Thursday of every month. And next month in July, we're going to be doing Halloween in July.
Yep. It's going to be an early Halloween. and I'm going to have a really scary ghost story.
Okay. And we're going to have really fun Halloween graphics on my live stream. I have flying bats, flying ghosts, a moving spider.
And it's all crazy and chaotic and very spooky.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
can't wait to
fantastic.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Diana.
Okay, bye, Davy.
Bye, everyone.